Hello, welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. My name is Catherine, and this is your weekly reading for November 20th to the 27th. We're going to be taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. However, I do ask that you please subscribe, click like, and share my videos as well, because it does get me out onto the YouTube platform for monetization, and just allows me to bring you not only more of these readings, but also the Saturday readings. So thank you to everybody who joins for the Saturday readings at 1:00 p.m. Mountain Time. These are live readings. These are mini readings, so they are not a deep look into the situation, but as deep as we can within the time amount that we do have. For those of you seeking a deeper reading, again, all my links are down below in the description box. I don't know if I actually said that before, but I am saying again, but they are down below in the description box, so they lead to my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website, as well as if you are interested in any of the orgonites that you do see in my videos, they are made by me. So again, you can contact me through one of the links below. Just a quick reminder that on Mondays we have our earth signs, Tuesdays are our water signs, Wednesdays are our air signs, and Thursdays are our fire signs. So let's get into it. Let's begin the reading. I hope you all have an amazing and blessed week. Take care. Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading for November 20th to the 27th. We're taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. However, I do recommend that you check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs on my channel throughout the week as well. All right, let's get going and let's see what is coming through for the energy for Cancers for this upcoming week. All right, so for the mind, we have unleash your creativity. Ooh, beautiful. For the body, we have healing. And for spirit, we have take off your mask. All right, here's the thing, Cancers. I feel like you guys are holding yourself back for some reason. So this could be towards an energy of relationships. This could be career, could fall into whatever aspect that it is within your life. Maybe perhaps for some of you, you are thinking about moving forward on a different path, whether it's within your career, maybe perhaps it's putting out your art, your creativity in some way. This could have to do with your business. I do feel that for some of you, like I said, you may be holding yourself back in some possible way. I feel like for some of you, there's opportunities that are coming up or that are wanting to come up, but you have to be within your true and genuine and authentic self in some manner. So when Spirit is asking you to take off this mask, it's basically asking you, the first thing I'm actually hearing, okay, so as soon as I said that, the first word that's coming through is I feel for you not to be, I'm trying to think of the actual word here that's coming through. It's like spontaneous, okay? Like, don't do things out of desperation is what I'm getting with that take off of your mask. It feels allowing yourself to be vulnerable, but don't do things simply out of a fact of being desperate or coming from a place of lack. What I'm getting here is I feel like some sort of abundant opportunity wants to come through. Something wants to make an appearance in some way. I do feel that for many of you, this is, this could be having to do with your work, your career. Again, maybe perhaps self-employment. This could have to do with relationships. But when it talks about taking off of our mask, not only is it asking for us to be vulnerable in our place of being, allowing ourselves to be on that receiving end, allowing, it's basically that word allowing, okay? Allowing new energy, allowing ourselves to receive, allowing ourselves to give energy towards perhaps something. Perhaps for some of you, you may even be holding yourself back when it comes to, relationships or being, in that place of creativity. All right, again, within business or some other area within your life. But sometimes when we're carrying a mask, what can happen is because we're not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable in some particular manner, we can tend to do things out of a place of desperation. So sometimes opportunities want to come in for us, but because we're wearing that mask, because we're not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we may take a chance on that opportunity, even if that opportunity isn't the best for us. So what I'm getting here from Spirit is to really trust your intuition. It doesn't mean to not go for that opportunity, because I do feel a positive aspect coming through in some way for some of you. But if it's coming from a place of desperation, then we may be taking on more than we can actually handle at this moment, or we may down the line find that that opportunity wasn't in our best interest. So what I'm getting with this healing energy is it really says to take a look externally around you and get into this energy of healing, allowing yourself to trust your intuition, and allow yourself to trust your gut. Allow yourself to actually say, is this going to be the most positive step forward for me at this time? But first, you're going to have to also get into this place of allowing that energy to come through. A Spirit is also asking you to be very straight and very honest, not only with your intuition, but also I feel like with your communication towards something. It almost feels that for some of you, and again, you know, this could be included with what I just said, or this could be a separate aspect for some of you. But I do feel that you need to unleash that creativity when it comes to communication in some way. So this could be towards a particular person, maybe a particular group, maybe with even towards yourself. What I'm getting here is with that unleash your creativity is it feels those words, or maybe that communication needs to be more direct, more honest, maybe in that place of being even creative, especially if, let's say, it's regarding business or even perhaps relationships in some aspect, all right? But again, when you take off that mask, okay, when you allow yourself to become vulnerable, we truly allow ourselves to release our creativity as well. Again, whether it's in communication or whether it's within just allowing ourselves to show what it is that we can do in some aspect, you know, maybe on a physical level, like, you know, art or crafts, or, you know, building, or whatever it is. This even could have to do, like I said, with business in some way. But we have to allow ourselves to be able to be in that place to show it. We're not going to release our true creativity when we're holding back, right? Again, whatever aspect it's landing into, we're not going to be able to truly show who it is that we are when we're in the place of thinking, well, what's everybody going to think? You know, what if I'm vulnerable? What if people don't like this? What if they reject it in some way? Again, what I'm getting from Spirit is that you have to allow yourself to be you. Allow yourself to follow your intuition. Don't come from a place of desperation. Don't hold yourself back at this time. Do the healing that is necessary. I am also getting that for some of you, this actually could have to do, because when we talk about the body, this can sometimes be internal. All right, internal healing, internal, like physical healing in some way. This also could have to do with healing within the external circumstances around us. So there may be somebody that is holding you back in some way, or that there is the perception that somebody is holding you back in some manner towards being truly creative. So again, what I'm getting from Spirit is that it's time to take off that mask, allow this healing to happen. If somebody is holding you back and not allowing yourself to be creative, or again, if that perception is there, that healing is going to have to happen. Maybe that's where you need to be creative within that communication. And you know, here's the thing. If somebody is holding us back, or if we have that perception that somebody is holding us back from being who it is that we truly are, why are they in our lives? We have to really seriously think about that. It doesn't mean that we have to drop them completely, but we have to continue moving forward to doing the best good of what it is that is going to be good for us, right? We have to take off that mask. We have to stop hiding. And if we're in a place of constantly hiding, how are we moving forward? How are we being creative within our own mind, body, or soul? All right, so let's get some clarification and see what is coming in at this time. I really like this energy because it's a feeling of power. It's like you're taking your power back in some way, whether you're taking it back from, you know, feelings within yourself that could have been holding you back. Maybe it's taking it back from people around you. Maybe it's just, you know, taking it back from, strangers, like on the internet. Sometimes we're scared to post our work, or we're scared to post our own creativity simply because we're scared, or we're in a place of not wanting to be vulnerable, or not wanting to receive the criticism, or, you know, holding ourselves back simply because of the fact that, you know, we're scared of how it's going to be received in some way. So that's what Spirit is asking you to do. It's time to allow yourself to show who you truly are. So let's take a look, see what's coming in through Spirit. Yeah, we have the Justice. Time to balance ourselves out. Again, I do feel that for some of you, this could be external circumstances in regards to that healing. It's time to balance that energy. You might have been doing things for others as opposed to yourself. All right, or for yourself is what I'm saying. Like, again, if you're holding yourself back because you're scared of a reaction of some sort from other people, I feel like it's time to balance that scale and bring it into your own power. All right, so when I'm looking at this does feel like it's time to balance itself out. I'm also getting here that for some of you, there could be an element of some sort of something legal coming through, or perhaps you just dealt with something legal. There needs to be a balance. Again, I do feel that I feel like things are going to work out, you know, in your to your benefit. Usually when that Justice card comes through, it is to your benefit of some sort. But I do feel that that sense of vulnerability that needs to also happen as well. So however that relates to you within your life at this moment, just, you know, take it as it does resonate. Just, you know, leave the rest that doesn't. Yeah, this Five of Swords coming in. So it's interesting because, again, I feel like for some of you, this really could have to do with somebody else. Like somebody, again, putting some sort of unbalance towards your work, your business, creativity, even perhaps relationships. When that Five of Swords comes in, this can be very much a card of like win or lose, like winner take all. Somebody that's going to go out of their way to do something in a manner that is not going to be completely just towards another, okay? When that Five of Swords energy, you know, he battles and he'll win however he can. And I do feel that for some of you, there could be an opposing force within your life somewhere, whether this is within a relationship, this even could be within yourself. All right, but it does need to be balanced out in some way. This needs to be let go of. There needs to be that justification coming through. Again, that vulnerability is what I'm feeling. We also have that Four of Pentacles. So it's interesting because with that Four of Pentacles, either you're hanging on to something or you're trying to build something. It almost feels as though for some of you, you might be hanging on to something because you're scared to let it go. And again, this could have to do with that sense of creativity. You're hanging on to it simply because of the fact that you don't want to lose it. Okay, again, we have that Five of Swords coming through. You know, maybe perhaps you're hanging too tightly onto something. Again, could be that vulnerability. Maybe you're scared to show your true self. This is where that healing needs to come through. It's time to release it and to let go. I do feel like for some of you, you're also hanging on to it to build up for the future. And that can be a very positive thing. But again, you know, something needs to be released here, especially with this other energy that's coming through. It may be that feeling that, you know, as soon as I release it, I'm actually hearing for some of you, this is interesting, I'm hearing for some of you that, you know, as soon as you release it, you may have to move forward in a way that you're not quite, or you think that you're not quite ready for. So it feels like, I'm just going to give a basic example here. You know, sometimes if, let's say we make art, all right, and you know, we draw pictures, all right, like, you know, we make beautiful art, but so far we've been hanging on to them for ourselves, or maybe just friends or family, you know, giving them out, you know, just random times, what that sort of thing. You're not quite ready to sell them yet. The reason that you may not be ready to sell them is simply because of the fact that you're not sure if people will accept them. You're not sure of the criticism that could come in, or maybe that you're scared that people are going to be criticizing. But there's also that energy that you might not be in a place to be doing this full time, or you think that you're not ready to do this full time, or you're scared of not being able to meet the responsibilities of whatever is coming through at this moment in order to make it completely happen. It's kind of like, you know, if you release, let's just say it, that you release a picture, okay, and it gets a very good response, and then all of a sudden everybody wants that picture, and you're kind of scared of the responsibility that could follow in regards to that. So kind of take that energy if it resonates with you and understand what I'm saying. But I feel like Spirit is saying, look at, you know what, you don't have to do everything all at once. It's time to release that creativity. It's time to move forward, and again, allow yourself to be vulnerable. Maybe things won't happen at this moment, but it's always up to us to do the healing that is needed in order to take the steps that we need to in order to bring about what it is that we want and desire. So it feels as though like it's like you want to move forward, but you're being held back in some way, maybe possibly again by somebody else, or it could be within your own mindset. We have that Queen of Cups coming through. We also have that Death card. So yeah, it really does feel when that Queen of Cups comes through, she talks about being, you know, like unconditional love. All right. She's in that power of knowing what it is that she wants. She allows that balance again to happen within her own emotions. She allows herself to do the healing that is necessary in order to make the transition forward in some way. So again, if this has to do, this could possibly do with relationships. It could possibly do with, you know, like I said, creativity in some manner. But what I'm getting here is by doing the healing that is needed at this time in order to open yourself up to take off that mask, you're going to start to see this transition coming through, this beautiful energy of where things are going to start moving forward in a more positive manner. We also have that King of Wands. Look at this. The King of Wands, when he comes through, he is strong. He is a force to be reckoned with. He is secure. He is confident. He is reliable. He knows what he wants, and he just goes for it. And so with this energy that I'm getting here is like, you know what it is that you want. You know what it is that you're seeking. You know what it is that you desire. Now it's time to take those steps. Now it's time to allow yourself to open up. It's time to take off that mask. It's time to open your heart energy, especially with that Queen of Cups coming through. Time to allow yourself to move forward. So again, if this has to do with a relationship and you're holding yourself back in some way, that King of Wands is asking you to let it be. Let it go. Let go of your fear. Let go of what it is that you're hiding or you're holding on to. Allow yourself to release it and allow yourself to accept the security and the confidence that could come with this particular relationship, or again, however it's falling within your life, whatever aspect this is relating to. We also have that Seven of Wands energy. This is interesting because it almost feels, it can be, it's not like the same card as that Four of Pentacles. That Four of Pentacles can be hanging on to things or hanging on to security, or, you know, hanging on to things too tightly. With that Seven of Wands, it almost feels as though you've done the work, and now you're defending it in some way, or maybe you feel like you have to defend it, which is why you're not taking off your mask. You may have taken off your mask in the past. You may have allowed yourself to be vulnerable in the past, and, you know, perhaps in some way, it feels like it, you know, it may not have worked out for the best for you. It feels like, you know, maybe you took off your mask, you allowed yourself to be vulnerable within a relationship, and that relationship didn't work out. But here's the thing. That relationship didn't work out. It doesn't mean that another one won't. Or just because maybe you were creative and you did release some sort of, you know, creative project in the past, and there was criticism, or maybe perhaps you didn't feel confident, whatever it was, you know. So this Seven of Wands is like a defense. It's like putting up a defense for you to not take off your mask. And that's what Spirit is asking you to release. Just because something from the past didn't work out doesn't mean that the future projects or future relationships are not going to develop and blossom. Because, you know what, here's the thing. All things happen for a reason. Maybe that just wasn't the time, whatever it was. You have to take it and let it go. Time to release what it is that you're hanging on to. Allow yourself that unconditional love and that transition that wants to come through. Collaboration. So it's interesting because you can see that she's actually doing some sort of artwork or some sort of creative project. So that Three of Pentacles, there's a few meanings, you know, behind it. Really talks about collaboration. This can be a contract, maybe perhaps there is some sort of contract in regards to a job, career, again, creativity, business of some sort that is, trying to make its way through. It's trying to present itself, or maybe it already has, and you're in that place of contemplation of should I or shouldn't I. That Three of Pentacles can also talk about, though, like I said, contracts. It feels like maybe somebody wants to move forward into a deeper sense of a contract within a relationship. This could be, marriage, moving in, whatever it is. Maybe even perhaps it's a contract towards a new car. However that relates to you. It may not even within that contract. It also can talk about the mind, body, and soul all working together in order to create something beautiful. All right. It has to have all of the elements. And that's what Spirit, again, is asking you to hang on to. Even if one, let's say, is open, let's say you're open within your mind and within your body, but with your soul, you're hanging on and you're holding back. How is it going to be created? Because you're not allowing that energy to come through. So that's something that Spirit is asking you to take a look at this time. Time to let down those defenses. Time to allow that vulnerability, that openness to come through. Allow yourself to speak your mind. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to give. And, oh my God, this is amazing energy. So now we have this star. So that star is like that confirmation of faith and hope and the universe opening up for you. As soon as you let down your defenses, as soon as you determine what it is that you're truly seeking and desiring, when you're ready to form that collaboration with yourself, and this even could be within yourself, spirit, your guides, your angels, basically all coming together to collaborate. When we have this star energy coming through, this is like that validation of what it is, of saying what it is that you're desiring, what it is that you're dreaming of, we can make happen. This is about hope. It's about faith. It's about the universe coming together to create, to bring forth what it is that you are seeking at this moment. So this is what Spirit is asking you to do. Again, allow yourself to open your heart. Allow that healing to come through. Allow yourself to unleash that creativity in whatever aspect it is that it's trying to make its appearance, or whatever it is that you've been seeking or desiring. A lot of people, they want to start, like, let's say, their own business or whatever. And they hold themselves back. And I don't know if it's the right time. And you know what? There's never going to be a right time. There's not going to be a right time for anything except for the time that we take to make that leap forward. All right. Now, let's take a look at relationships. So we're going to be pulling 3 of the Alice in Wonderland cards, as well as 3 of the Thelema Tarot. I'm probably not saying that right, but... and remember that relationships do not need to be romantic. They can be friends, family, and coworkers. Take all of the messages as they resonate. All right, relationships. We have a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. Yeah, see, that's why Spirit wants you to start taking off that mask. For some of you, this might very well have to do with a romantic relationship, or a relationship of some sort. It could be a relationship with yourself. There may have been a regret in there, and that's why you've now put on that mask, or allowed yourself to close off towards something, or close it, putting yourself in a place where you're not completely receiving and not completely allowing what the universe is trying to bring in, and that's fear. We also have wake up. See, it's your moment. This is what Spirit is trying to tell you. It's your moment. It's time to move forward. I do feel that for some of you, this does have to do with romantic relationship. And it feels like, yeah, you know what? We've all had crappy relationships, right? We've all been in places where things haven't completely worked out the way that we wanted to. What we have to do, though, is recognize, just because of one, or 2, or, maybe 100 crappy relationships, doesn't mean every relationship is going to be the same. What we have to do is start allowing those defenses to come down. We have to allow ourselves to receive, and we also have to do the healing from the past in order to allow ourselves that true abundance that is trying to come in some manner. We also have here, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, prefaces to change, and pause before action. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Because this is, again, very similar to that Four of Pentacles, okay? You're sitting there in this energy of like, I wonder what will happen. Should I hang on to this energy? Should I let it go? I feel as though Spirit is saying to sit there and come up with what it is that you're truly wanting, what it is that you're truly desiring, and then starting to go for it. I do feel that within relationships, okay? Instead of just jumping into something, it's kind of like, okay, I'll allow myself to be vulnerable. I'm going to take off the mask. I'm going to jump in. But we may be jumping in a manner that is not quite, I guess, the right way to do it. You know, there's always that energy of jumping in too fast. There's that energy of jumping in too slow. There's that energy of, you know, holding ourselves back. What I'm getting here, especially with that Queen of Cups, it's allowing ourselves to get into the energy of allowing that unconditional love, allowing us to take, you know, those steps in a manner that is going to be beneficial for us. It doesn't mean you need to put up walls, but it also doesn't mean that you need to, you know, just completely jump onto a situation either. It's go at your pace, but always have, you know, that allow yourself that vulnerability to come through. Walk in knowing, hey, I don't know exactly where this is going to go next. I don't know. I don't need to have control over this situation at that time. I don't need to sit there and, you know, stay in this energy of putting the past onto somebody new. I hope that that makes sense. A lot of times we get into this place of fear and we tend to put old things onto new people. And that's what I'm feeling here. It's like that moment's regret. For some of you, you may be wanting to, you know, just because one relationship didn't work out, you're going to take that energy and throw it onto somebody new. And that's what Spirit is asking you not to do. It's time to let that go. Let that be released. Allow that, you know, that death card to come through, that transition to, you know, to allow that healing to happen. It's your moment, but you have to let it in. Instead of sitting there, sometimes when we're also in this energy of, I wonder what will happen next, is we're really in an energy of trying to control something, okay? Instead of just, you know, letting things go with the flow, letting things happen as they're supposed to happen, instead of just allowing ourselves that energy of, you know, I'm gonna let this be guided by the universe. I'm gonna use my intuition. I'm gonna use my brains, but I'm not going to sit there in an energy that's not beneficial for me. I'm not going to hang on to the past, but I'm also not going to try to control the future. Let's just take this in the here and now and stay in the present. Allow each moment to unravel as it's supposed to unravel. All right. So let's get a some clarification and see what Spirit has to say. Clarification. Oops. I'm going to take this one though. Yeah, that Two of Pentacles, things juggling up in the air at the moment. It also talks about, though, it's interesting with that Two of Pentacles, it's also the sign of infinity. Okay, it's also that infinity sign, right? What are we juggling in the air? What are we not allowing ourselves to recognize? What are we trying to hold up in the air and not have a tangible grasp on? There's a thought, right? Because that does guide our choices. That does guide our next steps sometimes. And when we keep things up in the air, or we don't allow ourselves to get into the possibility of actually grasping it and holding it and recognizing it and seeing it move forward into the future, we really get into this energy of, you know, closing ourselves off. So I feel like instead of juggling things and keeping them up in the air, not being, you know, not having that realistic grasp on something, we're really holding ourselves back. We're really holding ourselves, and we're also really in this energy of wonder what will happen next, right? When we're constantly juggling or trying to, again, get a grasp on something, but we're not being completely open and allowing ourselves to receive what it is, we're really in the energy of not allowing that flow to move forward. Temperance again, balance. There's a lot of balance that's coming through here. This is, I feel like for some of you, there is an energy of this relationship that wants to come through. I feel that for some of you, this could have to do, this is like that yin and yang energy, okay? This could have to do with the masculine, feminine energy, balancing it out. It also could very much have to do with an actual relationship that's wanting to come through. But again, if you're trying to control it, or if you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable to it, if you're not allowing yourself to receive it, it can't make its appearance. It can't, it can't come to the full fruition of what it's supposed to be. So allow yourself to take that look. Are you trying to control the situation? Are you trying to hide behind a situation? What is it that you're doing? Because I do feel, especially with this Temperance card, and some readers look at this Temperance card as like that twin flame soulmate type of energy. It's the balancing, okay? The yin and the yang. And that's what soul relationships can do. They're there to balance. They're there to help us come into both energies of receiving and allowing. Can't make this up, guys. I seriously can't. 10 of Cups energy. See, there it is. So even if you're in a relationship at this current time, I feel like Spirit is saying, look at, are you putting more energy towards the situation? Is somebody else putting more energy towards the situation? There needs to be that balance. And again, even if you're single or if you're seeking a relationship, how do you do it? Well, Spirit is telling you, is saying to balance it out. Again, don't try to control things. Don't rush in. There's no need to rush in, but it is time to allow yourselves to be vulnerable in order to receive it. This 10 of Cups energy is about completion, right? It is about pure completion and pure being in that place of, it's like pure happiness. It's what it is that we're seeking and desiring. I mean, it follows that 9 of Cups energy, within the tarot, right? It's like, here's our wishes coming true, and here's our wish. Here's our wish. We're living our wish right now. And I do feel that for some of you, you may even need to get into that energy of allowing yourself to live within your wish currently. All right? Do the healing that is necessary. Put the energy towards, instead of staying in a place where you're hiding or not releasing that creativity, not doing the healing. Spirit is asking you to do the healing in order to bring through this relationship, whether it's a current relationship or whether it's a relationship that you're seeking with an individual, a particular individual, or just, future energy. This can happen, and Spirit is giving you the how-to on how to create this. All right, so let's get some closing messages from the universe. It's basically what Spirit is saying is allow yourself. Allow the energy to come in. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to remove the fears that you're hanging on to. Allow yourself to, not try to set the path for the relationship. A lot of times we get into this energy. It's like, well, if they're not doing this, or I'm not doing this, or I want this to happen and I want that to happen, we have to release that, because that is a sense of control. All right. I feel like you need to live in the moment within some sort of relationship. Don't worry about the next step. Don't worry about the past. Allow yourself to stay in this present moment and allow yourself to open up to the energy of the miracles and the desires that you want to be created. So let's get some closing energy and see what is coming through for you, Cancer, at this moment. I feel like I'm going to pull 2 here. All right, first card coming through, positive recognition. I love it. Congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly, and now it's your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you, and success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly. Just as I said, express yourself. Allow yourself to open up, right? Knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. I love it when you know, so far with like all of the readings this week, well, you know, quite often, I love it when we get that validation from spirit. It's like the energy that I'm being that's been channeled through me. I love it when it shows up as that validation for the whole reading, because I really do, like I said, something is trying to come through, some sort of new opportunity or some sort of, you know, new energy is trying to make its approach, but you have to be open to receive it at that moment. Eight of thought, yeah. Eight of swords. You may feel as though you're restricted by the circumstances you find yourself in, but that's an illusion. Remember, it's an illusion. Time to let go. Do the healing that is necessary. Make a promise to yourself to refuse to be stuck in a situation that's making you unhappy. Don't wait for someone to come to the rescue when you can free yourself. Again, the vulnerability. The eight of thought is really only holding ourselves back. There's nothing that is completely restricting us, even if it's coming from another person. It is really us that takes those next moves. It's really us that takes those steps forward. And Spirit is asking you to have that faith within the universe right now. Have that faith within yourself. Allow yourself to open up to receive. All right. So I hope that this has helped, Cancer. Please click like. Please share my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, Saturday live, 1:00 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm going to be doing mini readings on right here on my channel. So I hope to see you then. Have an amazing week and take care. Many blessings.